right? Not according.
I did that on my plate. Okay, let me see. Acceptable for me and okay, I'm looking at it right now.
This
Yep, we got it.
I look like 500 million.
All right, y'all live.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, first and foremost, before we get started, we give all honor and glory and power to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
I want to say double honors to our elders, our great apostles, our great millstone, rule well, teach well, being great example to Israel, man, the elect. We want to say peace and blessing to the hope they elect on the four corner, pushing their truth and sincerely. That great song, we the GMS Memphis Camp. We come once again, edit again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, on this beautiful day, you know, just called a day of atonement. All right, I'm going to hand to the brother, talk to Mark. I hope y'all brothers be edified while we lay the law down, man. You got to talk to Mark.
All right. This is Zechariah 13 and verse 8. It says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein."
Right. So we're coming into that time, right? It says shall come to pass. When shall it come to pass? Read it again from the top. Come on. Just
It says, Zechariah 13 and 8, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die."
Right, in all the land. So chiefly here in America is where the ultimate judgment is going to take place. All right? Give me Amos 9 and 8. And it says that 2/3 is going to be cut off and die. Meaning 2/3 of who? The nation of Israel, being so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're going to suffer death by pain, horrible judgment at the hand of thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles, which is the indignation and fierce wrath of the Lord that's coming upon this place for all the wickedness that's being done. Go ahead, Amos 9 and 8.
It's Amos 9 and 8. "Behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord."
He says, eyes are upon the sinful kingdom. Now we know truly the only people that can sin is Israelites, all right? Because you are the ones that he has called to be a special people to honor, all right? To glorify his name and magnify his word. See, you are supposed to be a representation of his wisdom in the earth. So the ultimate judgment is going to start with you. And now give me 1 Peter 4 and 17.
If I may add,
1 Peter 4 and 17.
if I may add, when you go into the eyes of the Lord, it's speaking about who? The angels. All right, the angels is the eyes of the Lord, because that's who report to Yahweh Shema Shai the things that be done upon the earth. And we also, the prophets, all right, is also the eyes of the Lord too, man. You know, just put that out there. You got it out.
It's 1 Peter 4 and 17. "For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. And if it first begin at us, what should the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?"
Right. And the end of them shall be destruction. As we say, the Lord's eyes are upon the sinful kingdom to destroy it from off the face of the earth. Right? Which that's America that's going to be completely deleted. All right? America won't no longer be a continent in the earth. When the Lord comes, first and foremost, there's going to be 200 million missiles that's going to hit this place and turn it into a complete and utter lake of fire. Now, go back to Zechariah 13 and read verse 9.
This is Zechariah 13 and 9. It says, "And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined."
Right, that third part is talking about who? Go back to Amos 9 and read where it say, "I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob."
Amos 9 and 8. "Behold, the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh power upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob."
Say, saving that I will not utterly, meaning except he's not going to utterly destroy the house of Jacob. That's the 1/3, all right? The 1/3 is ultimately who? The elect, beginning with the 144,000 and the rest of the body, which consists of so-called men, women, and children, all right? But the 144,000 is going to be the governing body, all right, which is ultimately going to be the ones that's going to rule the kingdom to come, man. So in this time, what are those elect men doing, right? They're pushing this word, they're prophesying, and they're ultimately glorifying Yahweh Shai in these days, so that when he comes, we will be accepted of him. All right? So these times that we're living in, which is the times of great tribulation, okay, the times of suffering, the days of the wicked's rule, is where we will ultimately be tried. You got it out.
Yeah, just about what you had said. I was just reading. This Hosea 6, it started in 1.
Just the wine, right? Yeah.
Come and let us return unto the Lord Yahweh, for he have torn, and he will heal us. He has smitten, and he will bind us up. After 2 days will he reveal us, revive us. And the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight.
Right. And we're in that day.
Yep.
We're in the time of the Lord reviving us and bringing us back to our first estate. You know, which, Lord willing, we are of that elect number. We were with Yahweh Shai in the beginning. The elect were predestined from the foundations of the earth, ultimately to overcome all adversity, man. You see? And when you go into Zechariah 13 and 8, when it talks about the fire, it's not just talking about the physical fire. It's talking about our trials and our tribulations, okay? As a matter of fact, brother, get that, hold that on deck and say, much tribulation shall we enter to the kingdom of heaven. Because as you see right now, we're in a lower state, you know? But the Lord is going to change us and bring us back and place us back on high, you know? He's going to bind us back up, like the brother just read. And through this word, we are being gathered. See, this word is the first part of the purification process. When you go into purifying gold, there are several agents of purification. Well, there's several applications of purification, which they just constantly heat it, melt it down, break it down, and build it back up, man.
Yeah.
See, we're being molded to the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai as we at this very moment, you know. Right now, as we speak, we're in what? The Day of Atonement, which the Day of Atonement is what? A sacrifice unto the Lord. Where you do what? Purge pretty much your flesh by causing it to suffer. You know, the thing that the flesh desires for the most is what? A carnal, you know, carnal substance.
Yeah.
So you cleanse and add fire to your flesh through the spirit.
Yeah, that's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, what?
Oh.
I think I know was told.
Yeah, nah. Go ahead.
What?
The Great Tribulation from Matthew 24.
Okay. It's Acts 14 and 22. It reads, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorted them to continue in the faith, and that we must do much tribulation enter to the kingdom of the Most High.
Right. So we know what's up. All right. We know what we must face, because that's the way that the Lord tries us. The Lord tests us ultimately through bringing us through hardships and trials. When you look at Job, right? Job is a representation. Damn, I can't speak. I think it's because the dry mouthedness. You know,
Representation.
Job is a representation of Israel as a whole, and mainly the elect.
Yeah.
And you see his sufferings, but in the end, what happened? You know, he overcame, and the Lord gave him what? More abundantly than he had in the beginning.
Hey, his latter end was great. You know,
Right.
he had that increase in the latter end, man.
Yep.
You know, and that's, like you said, that's a representation of Israel, because in the end, Israel is gonna get it all, man. We're gonna have everything, man.
That's right.
Lord willing, starting with the elect, man. Yahweh Shai and then the elect in that order.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the way down.
Hey, and the scripture speaks of that too in the New Testament. It said, remember, because the apostle asked us what we would get, you know what I'm saying, for forsaking houses, mothers, and children, and all these things in life. He said, well, you'll get back 100-fold.
Yep.
That's right.
So we look towards Job as the prime example.
Prime example.
Because
yep.
Job lost everything But at the end, what he received,
Yeah,
what, like 100-fold.
That's right.
You see that? His cup overflowed with blessings. You see? I got one back here that I'm talking about.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Ecclesiastes 2, and I'm going to start at 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul from temptation.
Right, and temptation go into what? Trials.
Con.
Go ahead.
Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble.
Right, it say set thy heart aright, meaning get thy mind on the right accord with the Lord.
Yeah.
You know? Because ultimately we know that what? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times.
Mm-hmm.
And the fight begins in the mind before it starts or ends anywhere else. You know? Once your mind is defeated, everything else goes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to jump to the point. Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Right. It say gold is tried in the fire and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Yeah.
Right? So we just read in Zechariah that the Lord said he's going to bring the gold through the fire.
That's right.
All right? Because the day of judgment is ultimately coming, and who ultimately is going to be shown as gold? All those that commit to the righteous will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah.
Yeah.
Everyone else is going to be burned up. Right?
Yeah.
Give me Malachi.
What the scripture say?
Malachi 4:1.
Men should be more precious than fine gold in that day. You know, they're just a representation of men.
Yeah, get Isaiah
gold,
13 and 12.
You know?
It's on Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven,
Right, the day comes that shall burn as an oven. Go ahead.
and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Right, so these are all the men that are going to be rejected. The Lord, if the scriptures say, if a brother can get that, I think it's in Proverbs, the Lord rejected the proud. You know, go ahead.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
It says the day coming where it shall burn them up and leave them neither root nor branch. And we know that chiefly begins with Esau, Edom, but like we read in the beginning, we're dealing with Israel. See, as we out giving the sacrifices to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and committing, to his committing to his righteous works, and rehearsing the righteous acts. What are 2/3 of our people doing? They're sacrificing unto devils. They're sacrificing unto idols. They're worshiping the image of the beast. They're engulfed in the ideologies and philosophies of America, which in the scriptures is spoken of as what? A wine. The wine of out of that golden cup of Babylon, man.
Which is wickedness.
Right. So by default, they're going to take part in that day that's going to burn as another.
Right, bro. And I got something for you.
The scriptures say what? A haughty spirit.
You talking about Proverbs?
Spirit before fire.
Yep. But go ahead,
I had resisted the proud.
Go ahead.
This James 4:6. But he give him a grace, wherefore he said the Most High resisted the proud, but giving grace unto the humble.
Right, he give it grace, meaning give it what? Divine influence of the mind to do the things that are pleasing to the Most High, which begins with you coming to Yahweh Shai and repenting, turning back from your wickedness, and then the Lord will show you the way. This is the way, man. Right?
The Lord said.
This is our reasonable service, man.
That's right, bro.
Right? Get Romans 12. Go ahead, y'all can know.
This is Proverbs 16 and 18. It says, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
Right, and that's what you see happening with America. Look at Joe Biden, right? You can clearly see his fall, right? What you saw, you seeing it physically, mentally, and spiritually. You see this place falling, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because the morale of this place is on a very base level, man. The common principles of how to live life are not kept here. So that's why we always, rightfully so, prophesying the downfall of this place. The scriptures say Babylon is fallen and it has become what? The habitation of devils. All you see is deceit, being worked in the earth, wickedness, iniquity, continually. And that's ultimately what we are engulfed in and have to deal with. This is our trial, not to give in. Go ahead, bro.
Get my precept.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Let them roll.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 5. Yeah, it says, and having been a little chastened, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself.
Right. See? And this is what's going on. This is the time of us being proved. Give me 2 Corinthians 6 and 4. But go ahead, bro. Read it from the top.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 and verse 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded.
And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. Right? So our labor is not in vain. Right? Just like the brother was mentioning about Amos the 9th chapter, that the eyes of the Lord are the angels. The angels are recording all works being done in the earth, man. The good and the evil. Go ahead, Yakanun.
It says, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself.
Right, and we're being proved in the midst of the fire. Just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. All right? When you read the prayer of Azariah or the three holy children, which Lord willing, we can get that, brother, hold that prayer of Azariah or three holy children on deck. It just depends on what you got. If you got the 1611, I think it say three holy children.
Yeah.
If you got the red one, it say the prayer of Azariah. Right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Op.
It says, as gold in the furnace have he tried them.
As gold in the furnace has he tried them, man. Right? And America ultimately is the oven in the furnace. Right? This is the chief place of wickedness.
Yeah. It's in the back. Go ahead. It's in the back.
It says,
Okay, come.
It says, and receive them as a burnt offering.
Yep.
Because you know what I'm saying, he received them as a burnt offering. Why? Because now we're making our body a living sacrifice.
Yep.
Because you can't sacrifice no animals no more. All right, that's why Yahweh Shai had died on the cross for, man. All right, he was the ultimate lamb, the sacrificial lamb, the lamb without blemish. So now, for the sacrifice that we have to make is what? We have to make our body a living sacrifice. Holy, acceptable. Get it, all right?
This Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the Moses of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Now you got to present your, now you can't present no animal no more. The doves and, you know what I'm saying, the best thing you have as far as animals, you can't do that no more. You have to present your body a living sacrifice. And how do you do that? Coming out, doing the work of the Lord. Through the rain, the sleet, the snow, it's cold or hot, or whatever. All right? You know, that's how you make your body a living sacrifice. Go ahead.
It said, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh Shemashai.
Right.
Which is a reasonable service.
Which is a reasonable service. You got what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Right? So this is what we ought to do to please Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Because, like the brother said, the animal sacrifice is done away with. Ultimately, Yahweh Shah paid the cost, where, you know, the need for sacrifice is done away with. But nevertheless, he was the example that we ought to follow behind. So you can also say that the sacrifice for sins have been reappropriated. So the appropriate sacrifice for us to make is for us to submit our lives and our flesh unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai as he submitted his life unto the Heavenly Father.
Okay, so this is Mark 34. I'm going to start at 6. The offering of the righteous maketh the altar fat, and the sweet savor thereof is before the Most High. The sacrifice of a just man is acceptable.
The sacrifice of a just man is acceptable, you know, and you've seen that. That's why when the brother read in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, he didn't quite get to it yet, but I want to go back to that because I got some more. I'm saving it for the brother when he get back because I want him to get his part. But it tells you that look at the generation of old. You know, did any ever trust in the Lord and were confounded? Those were the just men. Noah, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Job. Right? Even though Job was sorely afflicted, he was not confounded. Because what he did was he never rejected the Lord. He never what's the word I'm looking for? When it came to the Lord, he never denied the Lord. That's right. Go ahead.
I say, and the memorial thereof should never be forgotten.
Right, the memorial of the just should never be forgotten. And that's just like when you go into the etymology of the word legend, they say the lives of saints, and we know the saints are the Israelites.
That's right.
So the true legends, that's the true legends, all right, and the true legacy being done in the earth right now is by the Lord's elect. All right. Got more? Okay. Okay. Let's start at the top and finish yours, and then we're gonna go to Corinthians. Finish, go all the way to what you want to get.
Okay, this is start back up at 5.
Yeah.
All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon 3 and verse 5. It says, "And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace, he have tried them and received them as a burnt offering."
Right. So this is the reason why we keep the Day of Atonement, the Passover. All right. It's so that we can be acceptable in the eyes of the Lord, which ultimately we know keeping the law doesn't save us. But these things are pleasing to the Lord, you know, for us to dedicate our whole day pretty much to the Lord. Yeah. And not just on today, but every day. Every day it should be revolved around the Lord. That's the sacrifice that's acceptable to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Yeah. That's what's reasonable. You know, that's the least we could do.
That's right.
You know, that the price Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai paid for us, it tell you in the scriptures that we were bought with a price.
Come.
Yep. Give me a whole Isaiah 49.
Isaiah 49.
Yeah.
And that's why Paul said that we established the law.
Right.
And by establishing the law, we renewed by our spirit, day to day.
Yeah.
You see that? Because establish the law means what? Rehearsing a righteous act.
Yeah.
That's how you establish the law, man.
It's a form of discipline.
Yeah.
Because the law is known as what the schoolmaster. So that's why the law can never be done away with, because there has to be a standard of righteousness to govern the earth.
Yep. Right,
and the inhabitants thereof. That's why the Lord, he's gonna when we the ultimate. Hey, call out
you have about Shem Shaq.
You know, that standard is going to be
look at this car.
the standard is going to be placed within us. The Lord is going to put those laws, statutes, and commandments in our inner part, and that's when we will truly be likened unto fine gold.
Woo! Come on. Had the chime on that one.
Hey, verse 8, it says, "They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people."
What are we going to judge the nations with? With this word.
That's right.
Laws, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
"And their Lord shall reign forever."
Right, and that's why when you read in the book of Habakkuk, what it say, real quick, Habakkuk 1 and 15, the boss. Lay the law down.
This Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk 1 and 15.
Start at 14.
All right. A mass maketh men as the fishes of the sea, as the creeping things that have no ruler over them. They take up all of them with the angle that catches them in the net and gather them in the drag. Therefore they rejoice and are glad.
That's Habakkuk 1 and 15.
Yeah. 1 and 15. Yeah, the point 16. I know you're talking about. Therefore they sacrifice unto the net and burn incense unto the drag, because by them the portion is fat and the meat is finished.
Nah, that ain't what I wanted. Yeah.
That's 4.
Habakkuk 1 and 4.
Yeah. Just Habakkuk 1 and 4.
Yes,
Therefore the law is slack, and the judgment don't never go forth. For the wickedness though compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceeds.
Right. Read it one more time.
It's Habakkuk 1 and 4. Therefore the law is slack.
Why is the law statutes, and commandments slack? Because Israel is not in the rulers, not in the judgment seat. Israel is not in a position of dominion, right? Beginning with Yahweh Shai, the King of Kings, all right? and our King David, man.
Yep, yep.
See, that's when righteous judgment, which what the brother was speaking of, is going to go forward. But until then, judgment, the law is going to be slack.
Yep.
So somebody has to be keeping those laws, all right, to prove that they're worthy to rule and be joint heirs with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. See?
Yeah, and then that's how you know that Esau don't govern America by the laws and statutes and commandments that you have about them outside. It said, why thou do what did thou take thy covenant in thy mouth? And you're gonna do Psalms the 50th chapter. Alright? Why? Because he don't push the laws and the judgment of the Lord, he puts his own laws. He got his own commandments, he got his own statutes, man. But guess what? The way of this world is finna end by the way of thermonuclear missiles, and the Lord gonna judge the earth with his judgment, his laws and his statutes, man. That's what's gonna happen. You know?
Yeah, Esau push out that false sense of that he, follow the way of the Most High.
Right.
Like in the courthouse, you put your hand on the Bible, swear in. He got, on his money, he got in God with trust.
Yeah.
But this man is the devil, man.
That's why I say, and judgment don't never go forth. But judgment go forth in wickedness. Because you run a red light, what's gonna happen? You get a ticket. You go to court for something, well, he slammed the hammer down on your ass. But it's not the judgment in righteousness. You see that? It's the judgment of Esau, man, which he doing in wickedness. Why? Because it's in the power of his hands, man. You see that?
Hey, read it one more time.
All right. This is Habakkuk 1 and 4. Though the law is slack and the judgment don't never go forth, for the wicked don't compass about the righteous.
The wicked doth compass about the righteous. So wickedness, if wickedness is over the righteous, then what's going to be the standard in the earth? Wickedness. Right? Go ahead.
Therefore, wrong judgment proceeded. Wrong judgment.
Wrong judgment proceeded. And that's what you see continually. What do you constantly see going on in the earth? Constant abominations.
Yep.
Right?
Wrong judgment.
Wrong
man.
judgment. You see these gay lords walking the earth.
Man.
You see Planned Parenthood, transhumanism.
Yep.
You will turn on the UFC, you got a 38-year-old ex-Marine knocking out a fucking woman in the ring, man.
Madness.
Dressed up like a woman, knocking out a woman, man. You know? That's wickedness. Go ahead.
Hey, but charge us, well not us, but charge niggas who beat on that woman with domestic violence.
Right, with domestic violence, but you legally allow full-grown men to beat women to a damn bloodbath, man, into a coma, man.
To a poke.
You know? That's wrong judgment. But here it is, the country that you call America, all right, supposedly was built on the principles of the Bible.
Right.
That's why you're gonna pay double, man. Right? Because ultimately what you're doing is you're blaspheming the Lord, man. And you're fueling the fire and the anger of the Lord. Go ahead with that Psalms 50 and then finish the Wisdom of Solomon, the third chapter. Finish where you want to go.
The book of Psalms, chapter 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Right. The Lord said, what hast thou done to declare my statutes? Read it again, bro. Salah.
Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked, the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Yeah, so who the hell are you that you are to proclaim? Who are you to proclaim that you are? Who are you to proclaim that you are God-fearing, man? Right. You know, here it is on your money. You make the bold statement in God we trust, but you have nothing to do with the reputation of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, His righteousness, man. Mm-hmm. You do everything in opposition. You know. So, go ahead, bro.
Verse 17. Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee.
And that's exactly what they do, man. They cast away the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So somebody's got to be the one that uphold his righteousness and judge righteousness in the earth. The Lord said he will always leave a remnant of his people, man. Hey. So let's go to that 2 Corinthians.
It's on 2 Corinthians.
You ain't gotta go all the way there.
2 Corinthians chapter 6. First start at verse 3. Verse 3. Giving no offense in anything.
Matter of fact, just start at the top of the chapter.
2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1. We then, as workers together with him, beseech you also that you receive not the grace of the Most High in vain.
Right. So that's what we out here doing, man. You know, praying that you take this opportunity to receive the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Lord's righteousness and commit to the works, man. Because if you don't, right, this whole thing that was left here for your good is vain unto you, man. You see? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 2. For he said, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I secured thee. Behold, now is the accepted time.
Now is the accepted time for the Lord to hear your sacrifice unto him, man. Right? That's why he said, prophesy unto the wind, that your labor, Lord, be not in vain. Go ahead, bro.
Behold, now is the day of salvation, giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed.
Right. Now is the day of salvation, giving no offense in anything. Meaning what? To the best of your ability, you try to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right? 100% to the best of your ability. 100% is the best of your ability. Because you can't do it. Go ahead, bro.
It's Ecclesiasticus, better known as Sirach, chapter 6, verse 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart, and give thee wisdom as thine own desire.
Read that again, bro. Beautiful.
It's Sirach, chapter 6, verse 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord.
Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, man. Which
That's
is
right.
What? These precepts, man. You go into the word precepts in the Greek, it means orders. Go ahead.
And meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart.
Meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart.
That's right.
Meaning make you, when you go into the word establish, it also means to be stable in, right? To be constantly stable in this in this word, man. All right? That's how you're going to overcome this devil in this world of wickedness, which is ultimately the tribulation and adversity. You know? He uses the left hand, Esau, Edom, the wicked, to bring it forward.
And give thee wisdom at thine own desire.
And give thee wisdom at thy own desire. Go back to that 2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians 6 and 4. But in all things approving ourselves as the ministers of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, in much patience, in afflictions, in necessities, in distresses, in stripes, in imprisonments, in tumults, in labors, in watchings, in fastings, by pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering, by kindness, by the Holy Spirit, by love unfeigned.
Right. So all of these things is what's part of being in this truth. That's why I say when you come into this thing, you have to count the cost, man. Right? Because there's a lot of hell that's going to come with you standing for righteousness, man. As a matter of fact, give me Isaiah 59. You had a precept, bring it out.
This James 5 and 10. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience.
Read it again.
It says, James 5 and 10. Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience.
Right. So this whole thing is what? Written of Yahweh Shai for an example unto us. What he had to go through is a portion of what we have to. Everyone has their own portion. That's why the scriptures say that a man bears cross. The brother had posted that scripture in the chat too. You know, But you have to bear your cross in this thing, man.
Yep. There's one more. But then in Peter's too, we can get that too. He say, arm yourself likewise in the same manner. And you have a shot suffer. And you also should suffer too. Yep.
Verse 11. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord.
We have heard of the patience of Job, man, which is I was speaking about earlier, man. You know, Job is a representation of Israel, man. You know, and chiefly the elect. That's who it really represents. Go ahead.
And have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Right. So the Lord, he does have a great tender mercy towards his elect. You know? That's why you hear about in the scriptures the tender mercies of David, man. Because ultimately, why did he have mercy on King David? Because of his heart. It wasn't nothing that King David was doing physically, you know? It's like, you know, though we do this work, we have, like I say, we have nothing to glory, we have nothing to boast in. You know, like the number of videos you do is not going to get you salvation. It's ultimately your mind towards Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Isaiah 64:6, righteous as filthy rags.
Our righteousness is filthy rags, man. You know, so at the end of the day, you know, like the brother brought out, it's about having your mind continually meditate upon the ordinances of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's the first part that lights. That's like what ignites the fire. That's what ignites the fire. You know, and then that turns into a big bonfire. You know, but if it's pure, whatever comes into it is going to burn. Anything impure comes into it is going to burn, man. Mm-hmm. So you're going to go through shit. But the brother said, get that 1 Peter, I believe. That's what you want to arm yourself likewise. I think it's 1 Peter.
1 Peter 4:1. For as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise with the same mind. For he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of man, but to the will of the Most High.
Mm-hmm. So that's what we have to do. We have to arm ourselves likewise as Yahweh Shah. Why? Because he was the ultimate sacrifice, man. He's the one that we can always look back to like, damn, Yahweh Shah did it. Hey, we can do it too, man. Mm-hmm. You see that? You see, look at the scriptures that were in the 4-time with learning, man. Yeah.
Get that Isaiah 59.
Yeah. This is Isaiah 59:15. Yea, the truth faileth, and he that departed from evil, making himself a prey. And the Lord Yahweh saw it, and it would displease him that there was no judgment.
Right. You know? Yeah. Because that's ultimately what's going to bring you through the fire, your judgment. You know? See, everyone that's lacking the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they're going to get burnt up in the fire, man.
Hey, I remember you said that we did the video over there, and you like, it's two types of ways of the judgment that the Lord look down on, because you like you say, we see a homosexual, you know what I'm saying, that's good in the sight of the Lord, because that's righteous judgment, we strong with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's not in the eyesight of Esau Edom.
Right.
You know?
But because for every work, there's a reward. For every work there's a judgment.
Yeah.
Whether it's a reward or a scourge, so to speak. You know. Matter of fact, whole 1 Thessalonians 3. I think it's in 13. But go ahead, you had something?
I had one. The James 1:12. It said, blessed is the man that endured temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord had promised to them that love him.
That's right. Read that one more time, Mark. That's beautiful.
James 1:12. Blessed is the man that endured temptation.
Hey, blessed is the man that endured temptation. Remember, through much tribulation, we enter into the kingdom of heaven. So if we endure all things for the elect's sake, what we're going to get? We're going to get that crown, which is what? Salvation. You see that? So blessed is the man that endured temptation. Go ahead.
For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life.
Exactly. That's what we want, man. We want that crown of life, man. We want salvation, man. All right? So that's why we out here on the highways and the hedges, week in and week out. That's why we endure all things for the elect's sake. That's why we make our body live a sacrifice. Why? Because we trying to receive the crown of life, which is what? Immortality, man. Yep. Go ahead.
Which the Lord had promised to them that love him.
See, because that's a promise. You see what the Lord say? He that endured to the end, what?
The same shall be saved.
That's a promise.
That's right.
So if you make it to this finish line, you get the reward. But all you have to do is what? To make it to the finish line. And to be able to make it through the finish line, you got to be able to go through what? The trials and tribulations, man. All right? But then the Lord gave you a sneak peek, a cheat code, because he said he will put more on you than you can bear.
Right.
You see that? So you know that everything you go to, you really can't do it. But it's a what? It's a mind thing. It's spiritual.
Right.
Remember, we fighting a spiritual fight, man.
Yeah. I'm going to jump back in 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, thinking that strange concerning the fiery trial.
Right, thinking not strange, man, because like the brother said, you got to count the cost. All right? And counting the cost, you got to be, okay, I'm giving this up. I'm giving this up. And the Lord said, if I do come to serve him, prepare myself for temptation, well, I don't know what's going to come, but I know I'm going to go through some things. Yeah. All right? Read it again, Doc.
Yeah, I got the fiery trial in the Greek. Read Greek say calamities or trials that test the character.
Go ahead.
In the Greek of the fiery trial, I'm just playing.
Strong G 4451.
In the Greek chromasis, outline of biblical usage B, B1, it said calamities or trials that test the character.
See? Yep. Which is going to what? Your flesh. Your faith, man. Because that's where your character get tested at. You know what I'm saying? But we're in a trial of what? We're in a trial of faith right now,
The
man.
furnace of affliction. I mean, the furnace of adversity, man. The word furnace, you look it up, the etymology going to the flame of love, man.
Yeah.
So this back in 1 Peter 4:12, beloved, thinking that strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you.
See?
It's though some strange thing happened unto you.
Exactly, because remember, if you want to join a basketball team, you want to join a football team, you want to join a sorority, look what you got to go through. They try you. You see that? You got to go to practice every day. You got to do this every day. You got to work out. You being tried. So how much is the Lord, man? All right? Yeah, when you come to serve the Lord, hey, the Lord going to try you. Wisdom tried you, man, through all crooked ways, man. Yeah. All right?
If I could add one thing about the Lord, don't never stop trying you, man.
Yeah.
That was say him that go to the end, the same should be saved,
That's
man.
right.
But one thing about we gotta pray and cast cast that burdens upon the Lord, man.
That's right.
That's all you gotta do. Worry about the spiritual thing, the Lord gonna take care of the physical things.
Right,
So back in 1 Peter 4:13, he said, but rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Mashiach's sufferings.
Hey, just because what the Lord said, if he chastised you, he deal with you as what? As sons. You see that? So you ain't catching hell, you got to look at yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn. You know, because the Lord say what? He going to try you, man. He gonna test you.
It said that when his glory should be revealed, you might be glad also with exceeding joy. Exactly. So you, hey, what's say those that suffer with him shall reign with him.
That's
so
right, bro.
Man.
That's right.
So we got to go through hell so we can be joint heirs with Yahushua, man. The Lord went through it.
That's right.
How much more his servant? It says his servant's not greater than his master, man.
Right.
So we got to go through it, man. The only way we gonna that we can go through it is by Yahushua.
Right.
The cheat code, man.
That's right.
Using him.
And then also the Lord said too, also he said it's better to suffer for righteous than what evil doing.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? Because 2/3 of our people, like we started out with in the beginning of the lesson, 2/3 of our people gonna die. Why? Because they gonna suffer for what? Wrongdoing.
Wrongdoing.
You see that? We suffer for righteousness doing right now, man.
Exactly.
You see that? Because when time comes, you don't want to be partakers of the iniquity of Babylon, man. You want that sure mess of David. So right now you might as well go through something. You see that? So we catch this hell in affliction for the better cause, man. All right? What you got to do, Op?
That's it on that.
I got one to bring up. You got one for us?
Yeah, I got some.
This is Sirach 2:5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Get that word adversity.
This is adversity in the etymology. It's the 12th century. It say the condition of misfortune and hardship, difficulty and distress, adversity, calamity, hostility, wickedness and malice.
Wickedness and malice, man. That's what we're being tried with.
Yeah.
You know, misfortune due to wickedness and malice. Hardship due to wickedness and malice, man. All right? Because there's a lot of ways that Jake get down to try to make things easy for himself, you know, and ultimately he wouldn't be doing those things if it wasn't for the way that this wicked system is set up to rule over him, man. You know? Because you think about most Jakes in the hood, they just trying to really have a decent life. They just trying to live a comfortable, decent life, man. But they resort to what? Sorcery, you know, murdering, rape, robbing, which is all what? The foundation of Esau Edom's kingdom and how it was built up and how he achieved it, man. So we're being tried in the midst of this, right?
That's right, bro.
That's why the Lord said, give me John 17. Where the Lord said, I pray not that they should be taken out of the world, but they should be kept, you know, in the midst of it.
Get it out now.
Yep.
John 17 and 15. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
Thou shouldest keep them from the evil, man. Right?
Which is fast approaching.
So the evil is what? The adversity, the affliction, the tribulation. The Lord wants us to stay here in the midst of it. Because this is what? This is a lesson for the ages. This is us learning how not to rule. This is us learning how to do everything the wrong way. And the result of it. Crash Course 144.
Yep.
You know? But you can go back up. And I know you probably had a precept and maybe another word you want to look up. Go ahead.
This is Sirach 2 and 5 in the Good News translation. It say, gold is tested by fire and human character is tested in the furnace of humiliation.
Right, so it's all about that character, man. That's why, you know, when you go through days like this is like the Day of Atonement, which call Allah Yahweh. The Day of Atonement is completed, man. You know, the Day of Atonement is completed, man. So
let me know when y'all ready.
This is what tests our character. And on days like this is what you pray for. You pray for character. You pray for the Lord to increase you in spirit and show more character and keeping his ways, man. You know, because the thing about being refined in fire, okay, is that you shine more and more. Give me Lamentations, the 4th chapter, man. You shine more and more. The affliction is turned on, the more you're supposed to shine, man. Right? And Isaiah 13 and 12.
You got to bring it. You want them now? You got to
whatever you got, just hold them on deck and bring them after.
We started on Lamentations first.
Oh, you can start at the top.
This Lamentations 4 and 1. How was the gold become dim? How was the most fine gold changed?
What is this talking about? It's talking about the men. Give me Isaiah 13 and 12 real quick.
It's Isaiah 13 and 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Right. So he said how is the most fine gold changed? So it's not that the Lord is actually making a new type of man. That golden man is already in the earth, man. You know? But what has happened to that golden man? He has become dim. His light that may causes him to shine has been overshadowed by wickedness. You know? Because when you refine gold, when you first get it, it looks like a dark ass stone. It looks like a black ass rock, man. You know what I'm saying? It don't look like if you had somebody gold in his rarest form, they're like, man, what you giving this dirt? What you giving these rocks for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, that's gold. You don't know what that is? But see, it's a refining process that it has to go through. So the Lord took us from that golden state and cast us down and humiliated us, man. Going back to what the brother was reading about in Ecclesiastes 2:5, he read it in another version. It talked about the character and humility, man.
Right.
You got a precept?
Yeah, which he took the spirit from us.
Right.
Because that's how the gold became dim, because we no longer had the spirit, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Shema Shai. But now we are getting it back. You see, this is something that came from on high. You see that we getting it back, now we are shining. It said, well, let your light shine before what?
Men.
Before men. That's what you have, because it's the spirit. People see the spirit, man, because the spirit what? Quicken it, meaning what? Make us alive, man. You got it, though.
It said the furnace of humiliation. And the Lord told us, he said, let no man deceive you, for there must be a falling away first.
Yeah, that's right.
When you fall away, that's something that's humiliating. You fall off. You know what I'm saying? That's what Jake said. Man, that nigga fell off. That nigga was on. That nigga fell off. That's humiliation.
Yep.
This Proverbs 18:12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty.
Right.
And before honor is humility.
Before honor is humility, man. So let's go back to Lamentations.
Hey, prime example is Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
See,
he had to be humiliated.
He came down in the flesh.
Yeah.
And was humiliated.
The highest form of humiliation. Exactly. The highest form of humiliation.
But what's going to happen now when he come back?
He's going to get the
He's
ultimate
going to get
glory.
his glory. See, and guess what? It's going to be forever.
This Lamentations 4 finishing on, the stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street.
No other one up there but that one.
Just like yesterday.
Super bright.
And the precious sons of Zion comparable to fine gold.
Right. So it's telling you, right? Go ahead.
And how are they esteemed as the earthen pitchers?
Right. How are they esteemed as the earthen pitchers? They say poured out. You already read it. Yeah, poured out in the top of poured out in the streets, man. You know. So the Lord just laid us out, man. You know, all over the earth, he scattered us. And that's why you think wherever you go, you look down upon, you frowned upon. You ain't accepted nowhere. You ain't accepted in Africa. You talking about going back to Africa, they don't accept you there. They don't accept you in America. You go to China, they don't accept you. Wherever you go, you're not accepted. You know why? Because this world is not for you to be accepted in, man. This Lord is for you to be. This world is for you to be rejected by, just like they rejected Yahweh Shai, man. The Lord say, no, if they hate you, they hated me first, right? And that's why He said the love of this world is enmity with the Most High.
That was right.
So ultimately, you have been set up, if you are the elect, to be accepted by Yahweh Shai. But what? You must be tried first. Just go ahead, get that word accepted, and hold on to Sirach, the 12th chapter.
This is the word acceptable in the etymology, late 14th century. It say worthy of acceptance or satisfactory, meeting requirements, judged to be conformably with approved usage.
You got it out.
Hey, they hit the point right there.
I mean, that's the point. Read it again.
This is acceptable in the etymology, late 14th century.
Acceptable.
Yep.
Worthy of acceptance and satisfactory.
Hey, and that's what it say. It say pray. What it say? Therefore you pray, watch and pray. All right. For what? For you be accepted. All right, and to be delivered in a time of affliction. You got it from out. Watch it and pray real quick. Let's go into the word acceptable.
There you go. Cut. Carl, like y'all about to see y'all outside.
Yeah, about the precept.
Yeah, man. I had escaped me, man.
He gonna bring a precept out right quick. Because going to this acceptable, so this is what you have to do, man, in order to be accepted for your Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You have to go through these things, man. All right, you have to be tried.
This is the book of This is the book of Luke 21:36.
Right.
It said, "Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that should come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man.
You see that? So that's how you be acceptable, man. You gotta watch and you gotta pray, man. All right, and you be counted what? Worthy to escape. Being counted worthy means what? Being accepted. You see that? And that's what we are doing, man. Wholeheartedly. We rehearsing the righteous acts. Why? Because we trying to be accepted by the Lord when He comes, man. You gotta go out.
I got it. This 1 Corinthians 3:12. Now, if any man build upon this foundation, gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble.
Right?
It say, every man's work shall be made manifest.
And them different types of men. You got some men in gold. You got some men in silver. You got some men in bronze. You got some men in woods. You got different types of men in the truth, man. But they all make the house of David the elect. All right? And then you got the 1/3. You see that? These are different types of men, you know what I'm saying, different types of spirit that the Lord have blessed. Like I say, you got some 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 30-fold. What you got to talk about?
Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire. And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
And that's how you're going to know who the man of the Lord is in that day. You see that? Because who's going to be still standing in that day? The elect.
Yep.
Because it's already written, but in that day you actually going to see. You see that?
Yep. It's like the day where they post your final exam grades. You know this the day your test get graded. You know, you turned it in, this the day you're gonna get your grade.
Right.
A, gold, B, your silver, you know. You got any grade lower than a C, you know, you out of there. You fail. You know?
Right, bro.
So it's a certain standard of judgment that the Lord is going to accept. You know? And it starts with first the faith, and then say you gotta have faith and works, man. It says, if any man's work abideth which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss. For he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. So everybody got to go through the fire, man. The 1/3, the 2/3.
Yeah.
But only those that have that acceptable sacrifice is going to make it through, man. That thou wah.
Okay, so back in Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
To make acceptable what is that good, let's say perfect and acceptable will of the Most High,
That's
man.
a cold cut, man. That's a cold cut on Christianity. When they want to tell you, come as you are. That's
man.
a cold cut, man. You just see what the Lord said, man?
Nah.
That's a requirement, bro. You gotta do this. You gotta change up. How can a man cleanse his ways? What? By taking heed to the word. That's a cold cut on Christianity, man. Come on, man. Ooh, wee. Go ahead, now.
You got that?
Come. It's Sirach chapter 12, verse 8. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity.
So that's what's going on, right? That's why the Lord made us subject unto benefit. He caused us to go off because in the beginning we was just prospering, but there was never no adversity. The Lord had to bring adversity to prove. Read it again.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Read it again, because you got to read 9 too.
Because that's why I say he called us friends.
I was just meditating.
You know what I'm saying? That's John 16th chapter. He called us friends, man. See that?
Yeah, because we sticking through him through thick. We sticking by him through thick and thin.
That's right, bro.
A true friend gonna be there no matter what, through the good times and the bad.
That's right, bro.
That's a true friend.
That's a true friend.
It's Sirach chapter 12, verses 8 and 9. A friend cannot be known in prosperity, and an enemy cannot be hidden in adversity.
Right, because you'll be around a nigga and you doing good all that time, then as soon as a little drama comes,
Nigga break a bag.
nigga tuck his tail and he gone, man.
Dude.
Like, damn, nigga, like, you just ran, you walking down the street, you know what I'm saying? Y'all chopping up, having a good time. You bought a nigga drinks, got him dinner. Then a crew of niggas you knew back in the day roll up on you talking about what's up now. Nigga that ran smooth off. You know?
Yeah, that happened.
Police roll up on you while you in the mid prophesying. Nigga that snuck his garment off, like, damn, man, where that nigga go? Then come back and talk about, oh, I had to go to the bathroom. What, nigga in the middle of some shit jumping off? You know? And see, that's Esau Edom bringing the MOTB, man.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate test. That's the hour of temptation. That's the highest. That's gonna be the highest degree of adversity.
Yeah.
And the Lord gonna really see who his friends is in that day. Got it all.
Verse 9. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved, but in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
But in his adversity, even a friend will depart. You know? So the Lord is telling you the character, like what the brother was going into, the character of a true friend.
That's right, bro.
You know?
Yeah.
How he ought to act in times of prosperity and how he ought to act in the time of adversity. That's why, as a saying, be even killed. You know? Got it all.
This is Sirach chapter 6, verse 8 through 10. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
And will not abide in the day of thy trouble. That's why the Lord say, through much tribulation. Hey, that's why. Because you got to be proved, man.
Yeah. Hey, that's why I say prove a friend first. You're going to Ecclesiastes, I think that Ecclesiastes 12.
Yeah.
You got to prove a friend first, man. That's what wisdom is doing.
That's the same chapter, Sirach 12.
Yeah, because that's what wisdom doing. They're not wisdom say she tried.
So before I get a friend, prove him first.
Yeah. I think it's like 6. 12 and 6, if I'm mistaken. Is it 6 or it might be?
It might be in chapter 6.
Probably, yeah, chapter 6.
It's 6 and 7.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
This is Sirach 6 and 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to give credit him.
That's why the Lord long suffering.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's all about the trial of our faith.
Right.
The proving our loyalty to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. All the men all went through it. You know?
That's right, bro.
Daniel. We always speak about Shadrach, Meshach, the 3 holy children. You know, the prophets in general.
Yeah, you got Paul.
John the Baptist.
You got John, that's what I'm saying.
You know? And you niggas talking about John the Baptist was a man of the Lord. John the Baptist stood so stiffly.
For the 9.
You know?
Yeah.
Stood stiffly before who was that Herod, man?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that was Herod about the damn wife. Yeah. He was fucking with his brothers, being an adulterer, man.
Madness.
Ultimately, what we're doing. Because this is an adulterous generation, man.
We're standing up against the evil doer.
People don't want to hear the message that we bringing because we speaking righteousness.
Come on.
Yeah, that's right, bro. That's what the Lord said. Who should stand up against, you know what I'm saying, for me against the evil doer? You got it. Dig out real quick.
It's Psalms 94:16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Right.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
See that? And who are doing it? The prophets. When you going to, give me water out. When you going to, what they did, Ezekiel 9 and 4?
Yeah.
All right? Who crying out, man? You got the men of the Lord crying out. Yep. All right? Day and night. How long? You know what I'm saying? How long you have about Shema Shah that this gonna continue to go on? You see that? So we making our supplication to the Lord. That get what? He delivered out of this hell, man. All right? Because how long we gotta endure? You know what I'm saying? This spotting and this bull that's going on and in the society we living in, man. You see that? Oil and water don't mix, man. There'll come a time, that's why the Lord said that he has shortened the time for the elect's sake. Because, you know, it's only enough that a man can take when he gets back against the wall, he just explodes. You see that? So how much wickedness got to go on for the righteous to have enough of it? That's why the Lord said that the sin had reached up to heaven, because the Lord had enough of it, man. Now we to the point that we had enough of it. And we ready for the Lord to come back and destroy this place, man. All right, and bring a kingdom that dwells in the righteousness upon the earth, man. Because heaven is going to be on earth for you Christians.
That's right.
Y'all got it.
It's Sirach chapter 35, verses 16 and 17. He that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor, And his prayer shall reach unto the clouds.
You see that?
Woo, that's what I was just reading too. That's
See
Sirach
that?
35.
Yeah, read that again, now.
It's Sirach chapter 35, read verses 16 and 17. He that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor.
And how can you serve the Lord? By taking heed to this word. Rehearsing the righteous act. That's how you serve the Lord, man. Doing what the Lord commanded you to do. All right, and this is one of the sayings that he commanded us to do, to come out here and feed the flock, feed the sheep, man. All right, keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability, man. This is one way how you show the Lord that you serving him. All right, calling upon his true name, his holy name, man, his pure name, which is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, man. Go ahead.
And his prayer shall reach unto the clouds.
Right, going back to the precept, Ecclesiastes 2 and 10, look at the generation of old. Whoever called upon the Lord was forsaken or was confounded. No one. You see that? Why? Because they were serving the Lord with all their heart and all their soul, with the spirit and the mind. Go ahead.
If I can add, that's why see 2/3 their prayers not reaching up to the heaven because they're not serving the Lord. Man.
Yeah.
Lord willing, we there elect, you know, that 1/3.
Lord
our
willing.
prayers, hey,
it's being heard.
The day of atonement, you know.
Yeah.
These niggas the one praying to the Lord, asking for forgiveness, man.
Right.
Y'all niggas smoking.
Still smoking.
All
type of wickedness, man. They weren't thinking upon the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Today was just a regular day for them. Pretty much.
Yeah.
See?
They feel like they already saved. They ain't got to do nothing.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's the foolery of Christianity.
All praise to Yahweh Shema Shah. He call us out that darkness, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's a marvelous life, man. So we can serve him. It's a blessing to serve him.
That's right.
Verse 17. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds. And until it come nigh, he will not be comforted and will not depart.
Until it come nigh. Because what it say, sighing and crying for the abomination being done in the midst of. It say they, and then it say in Sirach, they complain, the judge complain continually.
Yep.
Right? But so because we will not be satisfied. We will not be satisfied with the judgment of this place. We will not be satisfied with the standard of this place, man. You know, never will we submit to the ways of the beast, man.
Lord willing.
Still say, give him no rest.
Right.
Till he made the rulers and what? Praise of the earth, man. So we're not giving the Lord no rest, man.
Right, bro. Until it come nigh, he will not be comforted and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment.
See, right. This coming like Jacob, his name was changed Israel.
Right.
We take the angel.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, he ain't gonna let thee go until you give me the blessing.
That's right, man.
Right. That's the spirit of Jake. Jake gonna strive for the truth unto death. Because in that very moment, Jacob wasn't gonna let that angel go. He was gonna have to kill him. But see, the Lord already had it on that angel, just like he had on Satan, not to kill him. You can do whatever you want to do to him, but you can't kill him. You know what I'm saying? You can sick, take his family, send him through all means of hell, but you can't kill him. So it's gonna come down to a lot of brothers that's of the elect, right to that very moment of death. You know what I'm saying? Then the Lord gonna intervene.
Gonna bring them through.
But you gotta be willing to go through it, man. These people ain't willing to sacrifice, man. These niggas can't go a day without a goddamn Happy Meal, man. You know?
Water.
A goddamn big and nasty, a big McNasty, man. You know? So you think about in the day when these famines come. Woo! The type of shit they gonna be resorting to, man.
Man.
No integrity.
That's it.
Was it more? All right, then you can get this. You can get yours after this. This is Sirach 34 and 18. He that sacrifices of a thing wrongfully gotten was not a miracle. Wrongfully gotten. His offering is ridiculous. And so you niggas already thinking about who to vote for next. This president ain't even made it 1 year yet.
They already kicking their
You already fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe, nigga, you voted for him.
Y'all wanted him so bad.
Sure did. They sure did.
Because
man, so bad.
Because that sacrifice, you going out to these polls and voting for these brute beasts to rule over you. That's an act of retardation. You fucking retarded, man. You know, insanity. It says, and the gifts of unjust men are not accepted, The Most High is not pleased with the offerings of the wicked.
Right.
Neither is he pacified for sin by the multitude of sacrifices, man.
Right, bro.
So you see these people, you know, they claiming that they love the Lord, constantly going to church and calling on Jesus. You know?
Yep.
Well, I pay my tithes, and you know, I go to church every Sunday.
Took the deed by
Those sack, yeah, right.
Pastor said it's all right.
Yeah,
I just want to trust the Lord.
right.
Which one you gonna do?
And see, those sacrifices are all in vain, man.
Yeah,
The Lord not hearing that, man.
Yep. Vexation of spirits, man.
You know?
Yeah.
You got the Isaiah 49, and then we'll get, if the brothers ain't got nothing else, we'll end on Corral.
This is Isaiah 49:8. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, in an acceptable time have I heard thee, and in the day of salvation have I helped thee. And I will preserve thee and give thee for a covenant of the people to establish the earth."
Right. So the Lord, he said he gonna help us, man. Right? Read it again from the top.
Thus, Isaiah 49:8. Thus saith the Lord, in an acceptable time have I heard thee.
In an acceptable time have I heard thee, man. So this is the time of the Lord's harvest, man. You know, where we are bringing forth ripe fruit. You know, meat for repentance, man.
Right.
So the Lord willing, we are those men is going to come and take us in. You know, call us into his chambers, man. We don't have nothing to worry about. And that's why what Mirek, Shadrach, and Abednego tell who's that? Was that Nebuchadnezzar?
Yeah, that was Nebuchadnezzar.
Said we will not bow to you. The Lord will save us. You know, the Lord gonna save us. But even if we don't, we still ain't gonna bow down to you. You know?
That's right.
And that's the attitude you gotta have. Like regardless, because we know that the scriptures say it would be well with them. I can't remember the rest of the quote of the scriptures, but he said it would be well with them that fear the Most High.
Oh yeah, that's
I believe that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know, so ultimately we know, like he said, fear not them that can kill the body.
Yeah.
Fear him that can kill the
Rather
body and
fear
the
him.
soul.
Yeah, in hell. Yeah.
It's easy once you start to understand.
It's easy once you understand. You know, it ain't really ain't that hard.
It's not grievous.
It's not grievous. Go ahead.
Says,
What's the whole duty of man? Fear the Most High and keep his commandments.
Yeah.
As long as you do that, you're going to be good.
Yeah.
For I know that it will be well with them that fear the Lord.
Right.
Go ahead.
And in the day of salvation have I helped thee, and I will preserve thee and give thee for a covenant of the people to establish the earth, to cause to inherit the desolate heritage.
Who's the desolate heritage? Esau, Edom. That's was his heritage not laid to waste? Right? So everything that he has obtained and achieved and received in the earth, it's all gonna be given to us. You know? Some of it he's polluted so bad, you know, it can't even get passed down. Namely America. Right? But guess what? America's still gonna have a purpose. It's gonna be a fire pit.
Yep.
You know?
It's not in vain.
Yeah, it's not in vain. This shit ain't gonna be burning in vain.
Yeah,
I just see this being a big landfill. Like you come take out all the waste. Dump all this shit right over
fires
in
of
the
the
fire.
earth and the creeping things that walk upon.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be. A desolate wilderness.
A desolate wilderness, man.
That's right.
Yep.
You gotta corral, man.
This is Sirach 6:9. It say, there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach.
Yeah. By his word, though. You know, it's by his word. Go ahead.
Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction.
So that's what it's about, to see who's going to continue in the day of affliction, man.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. That's who's going to continue.
Hey, so with that, I hope you brothers and sisters edified. We're going to turn to the east and give all honor and glory and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
We're going to say double honors to our elders, our great apostles, the great millstone who rule well and teach well, being great example to Israel, mainly the elect. We're going to say peace and blessing and salutation to the hope of the elect on the four corner, pushing the truth and sincerely, their great song. The next time, Shalom.
Shalom.
Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.
Hey, Barak Kal-Aki, man.
Barak Kal-Aki.
Hey, DTA, baby.
GTA. Baba Ball. Okay.
That's a big ass rat.
Damn. Is it still right there?
Just ran to the bushes, dog.